Dating just got more stupid with this recent trend that's going on TikTok. There's always a stupid trend trending on TikTok for no reason. TikTok, I find it hilarious that the Chinese banned it. A lot of different countries in the BRICS countries have banned TikTok, but yet they let America, people in the Western culture, adopt and use this app. That's clearly a liability that even governments across the world are beginning to notice. But nevertheless, we still have these herd animals doing and saying the most stupid shit ever known to man. And like I've said before, now we have evidence and we can pinpoint the things, we can correlate the things that I'm saying, the things that people in these spaces have been saying, and we have visual evidence with these videos of how these women are thinking and operating in the Western culture. Now, we know it's not all women, but it's enough women that it causes for concern. So I'm watching this video and I come across this one video on YouTube because I didn't find it on TikTok. I don't even have a TikTok account, but he's breaking down this trend. And the trend is called the Great Divorce. Now, why would you want to have a great divorce? And I'm not talking about gray, I'm talking about great, like a great divorce. And so I'm listening to these women explain this stuff, and they're basically saying that there's going to be a point in time where women across the world just divorce their men and live single. Whenever I heard that, I was literally speechless because I couldn't conjure up the words to make sense of what these women just said. So these women think a great divorce is going to make men act better, because that's where all this stems from. The men of today are the problem, and all the typical feminist, the typical sexual liberation, strong and independent stuff. That's basically what they're saying, and they're saying guys are the problem, and we're going to have to divorce these men in order for them to act right. These women have no clue about reality, no clue of how the world really works. Absolutely no clue. First of all, they don't understand. They think that all men have easy access to sex, and they're just using women and abusing women and taking advantage of relationships. But yet we hear the 80-20 rule being broke down consistently, but yet they still can't grasp that concept. They still can't grasp they cut off 60 to 70 to 80% of the men immediately. It isn't until they get older that they start opening it up from 20% to up to about 40%. This is why throughout the world, 40% of the men have procreated and recreated themselves with children, with a woman. Other 60% either died in wars or, famine or whatever, because the world was a lot more barbaric back in the day. But yet they take their experiences from the 20 to 30% and they cast it across all men, which is clearly not the case, because most men in today's culture, or most men period, they'll marry a woman, they'll easily get into a relationship from the first woman that gives them any attention, because they're struggling that hard just to find a good relationship, just to find a decent looking woman, just to find a woman, period. Now, excuse me, I hit the table again, guys. Sorry. So their perception is clearly wrong when it comes to their perception of men. And like they've been taught these things and taught to hate. Like the public school indoctrination camp, shout out to Coach Greg Adams, that is the realest thing. Because it not only does it pump out good soldiers, it pumps out minions. It pumps out individuals that lack the ability to think for themselves and to be in reality. It's like Loki said, humanity have a desire to be ruled. Freedom troubles them. And these women refuse to see the reality for what it is. Now, at some point, we're gonna need the good women to make a distinction. Because, like I said, we know all women aren't idiots. We know all women aren't bad women. We know some women like traditional, and we know some women are really loyal and good women. But at some point, they're gonna have to make a distinction between, hey, I know what they believe in that, but hey, I believe in this over here. Hey, I wanna get married. Hey, I wanna have children. Hey, I wanna settle down, have a family. Come get me. At some point, they're gonna have to make a distinction because since there's no distinction, you look amongst the women and you have to generalize, because if you're not making a distinction, you have to assume that they all believe the same thing. Because best believe, the moment that the women make a distinction, the men will flock to those women. And then the other women will see that those women are getting attention and flip, because women get their rocks off by attention and validation. That social cue, that social consequence that they will receive from being a certain type of woman, they will then go to this side where the good women are, that the men are flocking to, because of the social pressures, and women are the ultimate social creatures. But until women make a distinction, until women start saying that they don't go along with these rhetorics like a great divorce, where they support all women destroying their families, destroying their family unit, destroying their children's lives, because once you destroy the family, it ultimately affects the children more than anything. See, women don't think long term when they talk about these things. Why would you just do that just to do it? Like, it just doesn't make any sense, and it just proves the mental illness, the narcissism, all the different mental illnesses and dark triad traits that we keep talking about, that are being displayed on the screen for you to see. It's going to get worse before it gets better. But at some point, there has to be a correction in the dating market. It has to happen. Something has to give. Like, either it's all going to tilt over all on its head, or we're going to fix it midway before it gets to that point. Because at some point, something's got to give, something's got to take. Because it's just getting too stupid out here. And men are simply just saying, hey, screw it. I'd rather be alone anyway. It is what it is. And women don't realize that a man can still provide and protect himself. Women in today's culture, women can provide for themselves, but they can't protect themselves, which put them at the disadvantage. And this goes back to what I was saying. Women don't understand the realities of the world. What if the world turns uncivilized tomorrow? They would definitely go find a man then. So that's my video. On the way out, you guys like, comment, subscribe. Please share the video if you like the video. you guys want to support the channel, all the ways you can support the channel are in the description below. I appreciate you watching to the end. Have a good day, good week. See you in the next one, man. Peace.